Hello and welcome back to the Leeds United FM20 save. Hope you're all doing well today. Looking forward for today's transfer special, the start of season 6, I believe, where we're in the Champions League and we're looking to establish ourselves as a staple in the top 4 in the Premier League. First things first, make sure you do drop a like on the video for me. Would massively appreciate that. We're going to try and get to 225 likes on today's video. I reckon that would be quite a good number to reach. Of course, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here as well, because that would be massively appreciated as we try to get to 17,000 before FM21 comes out. For the past 2 weeks, I've had a giveaway going on the channel to win a copy of Football Manager 2021. And whilst I record this, it's still Sunday. It ends at midnight on Sunday through to Monday. But through the power of editing, I'm going to put the winner of the giveaway on screen right now. Congratulations if it's you. If it's not you, then don't worry. There'll be more giveaways coming in the future. I'll let you know when they do come around and start up. But to whoever has won, I'll get in contact with you and make sure you get your copy of the game. Of course, if you've not yet got it and you want to... Of course, if you haven't won and you want to pre-order your copy of the game, there is a link down in the description to 2Game, a team I've partnered up with to bring you the cheapest possible version of Football Manager 21. Use code TomFM at the checkout for 10% off, an extra 10% off, and then you get given a code to put into either Steam or Epic, whatever platform you want to choose, and you get the game, including the beta and things like that, which isn't that long away now. Right, with all that being said, let's get into things today. You were last here for us winning the Europa League final against Tottenham, which was pretty mental. We also came second in the Premier League as well, which is fantastic. So we've got guaranteed Champions League football this season. The Champions League was won, by the way, if we look at past winners, by Inter Milan against AC Milan in the final. I genuinely think we've got a good chance of getting to the quarterfinals, semi-finals of the Champions League. I think we've got a decent chance, you know, because Liverpool, Man United have done it. Liverpool have won it a couple of times as well. I genuinely feel like if we can compete with these guys in the league, we can compete with the best teams in Europe in the Champions League. So what we need to do is just bring in the right few players to bolster our squad and make it better. And the first one of those has arrived. If you remember back a few episodes ago, we used the last bit of last season's money to sign a chap called Baby, who is now at the club. Here he is, a 19-year-old wonder kid, 4-star current ability. We're spending a lot of money on him, but he should be worth it because he does look pretty incredible for a 19-year-old. Had a fantastic season, fantastic 2 seasons with Atletico Madrid with huge average rating, 7.78, a 7.68, scoring a hat full of goals as well. I think he is going to revolutionise our strike force. He is head and shoulders above our current #1 striker, Bartol Barisic, as you can see. And Bartol got 18 goals overall last season, so Baby should be getting at least 20, I believe. So he is going to go straight into the squad, basically. If we can find him, Baby, where is he? Up there. Baby, you will be our starting striker this season. And as you can see, the team is all filled out. Usually, there's some gaps. But if I'm honest with you, Baby's come in. I'm happy with the rest of the squad, I think. Bergwijn was a superb signing for us this past season. He scored loads of goals and got into Premier League Team of the Season, which was fantastic. Vanier, his first season was incredible. This past season, not so much, but we know what he can do, so I'm very happy to sort of have him still playing football for us. Valenzuela is probably the best player in the squad. Taylor, I think, will start this season ahead of Calvin Phillips, just because I think he is... While he's got nothing standout about him apart from his passing and things like that, I think he is overall a very good quality player and probably slightly better than Calvin Phillips overall now. And then, of course, Tuchel Thomas as well, or Teuton Thomas, whatever he's called, is, again, nothing massively standout, but very balanced and a very good player for us. And, of course, got superb ratings the past 2 seasons. So, more than happy to keep him playing, of course, but if someone good comes along that we might want to buy, that could be a place to replace him. And then the back line that's only suffered 5 defeats this season, got the 3rd lowest goals conceded as well this season. I can't really see why we changed the back line too much. I think we've got a really good side, and it's just needing to add 1 or 2 more faces. What you will see though is a lot of space on the bench. Now we need a backup goalkeeper because we sold Farinez. We need to get another backup goalkeeper in there. Ideally, we want to be selling Zagre. I think he's not quite up to standard. And of course, Oliver is leaving us on a free transfer at the end of the season. So another left back would be decent as well. Now, Todibo is leaving. He's going back to Barcelona, of course, although we might try and get him back again because he's such a good player to rotate with Gomez. So we need another backup centre-back as well. Vanier is getting cross. He just wants loads of game time and I can't give it to him, and he just keeps getting angry and he's unhappy right now with me, so I feel like it might be time to move him on as well. So we might need 2 centre-backs coming in to the side, and then sub 9 is backup left wing. Nassi has just not quite developed as much as we would have wanted him to. He's just not that good, really, unfortunately. So I think we try and get rid of him. And what we do is we kill two birds with one stone, and I think we try and do everything this season to try and get Ryan Sessegnon. Now, the foundations have been laid. I have gone to the media, told them that I want him as our top target, and I've also had Joe Gomez go to the press and say, can you talk to them, please, and say, Sessegnon, come to the club, and he's done that. The thing is, Tottenham just don't want to sell him. We bid £130 million as a bit of a joke at the end of last season, and they just flat out refused £130 million. So we've got to put lots of pressure on him wanting to be transfer listed and things like that. So we will keep doing things. We're going to put in a low bid to start off with and try to get him riled up a little bit. So obviously this won't be accepted, but I want him to start getting angry at Tottenham. He plays left wing and he plays left back very comfortably, so we'd kill two birds with one stone if we signed Ryan Sessegnon to be our backup left back and backup winger. So he is obviously the main target for us this transfer window. We're going to try and get him in, but again, backup centre-backs are going to be needed and a new goalkeeper as a backup goalkeeper too. It's also time to start promoting some youth players. They've been out on loan the past few seasons, they've been getting better and better. It's time to get them involved in the fringes of the first squad. We had Onino last season playing for us a fair bit, so, and he did very well. So I think it's time to start bringing players like Timo Wolf, like Thomas Sarov, like Thaddeus Davies, Danny Booth. These guys need to start coming into the first team now a little bit. In terms of registration as well, we currently have 16 out of 17 foreign players registered for the squad, so it looks like we can only bring one more foreign player into the squad. But if we have a quick look at if we can find him, Steven Bergwijn. First one, overview information. In 11 days' time, he gets English citizenship, so won't count as a foreign player anymore, which is fantastic. And Josko Gabardol as well, information. Another 49 days, he will get English citizenship as well. So we get 2 extra foreign player spots there. However, one's got to be taken by Baby because he's Brazilian. And then if we want to promote Rodolfo Signo and Karim Satilmish, they take up 2 more foreign player spots. So that would take us to our limit of 17. So what we need to do is focus on signing players who are either English or have English as a second citizenship. And that can only mean one thing: expensive transfers, because it's so expensive to buy English players. Leicester, straight off the bat, want to buy Calvin Phillips. No, you can't buy him. I want to keep him. Straight away, of course, Tottenham have rejected that bid for Ryan Sessegnon, as it would be an important transfer to the club. It might be appropriate to ask the board to negotiate the transfer for you, which I'm tempted to do, because we've been given, I think it's about £58 million to spend on transfers this season. Let's have a quick look. £53 million. When we've got £138 million in the bank. It's a lot of money. So potentially, the board might be willing to spend some of this money to bring Ryan Sessegnon in. So I'm going to interact with the board. It will help me achieve my goals this season. It would cost far too much money for the club to afford. We cannot provide the funds. Okay. So we'll have to do it our own way, I think. Let's just keep putting bids in that we know just won't be accepted. Try and get Sessegnon all riled up. And hopefully he'll just start complaining to the media. In the meantime, we need to sign an English goalkeeper as a backup player for us. And considering that we won't use them at all, ideally, I don't mind bringing in an old guy like a Nick Pope or a Jack Butland, because they won't be that expensive and we're not going to use them. And Nick Pope, for example, he's not actually bad. He's a fairly decent player still, but obviously is definitely a number 2 to Van Voort. So let's see how much they'd want for him. Let's just put a bid of £9.5 million in for Nick Pope and see if they bite on that. Alternatively, we could try and go for a young goalkeeper, but I'm not quite sure that would be as cost effective. Well, it might be. I don't know. I mean, this young guy here, he's obviously not as good as Nick Pope, but if we're not going to use him, ideally, we could save a lot of money maybe, actually. The thing is, with young goalkeepers who are English with lots of potential, they'll want a lot of money. Let's just suggest terms. They want £18 million. Nick Pope won't cost that much money. At least I hope he won't. We'll find out what they want, but I don't think he should cost that much money. He won't. They only want £12.5 million for Nick Pope. And we can bring that down, certainly, to about 10 million? 10 mil? They want 12. How about 11 million? Suggest that. They agree on 11 million. I think that's a decent... It's not bad for a backup goalkeeper. And he doesn't want much money either. He only wants to be backup as well. So this looks like it's going fairly well for us. If we can get him on like 30k, 5k clean sheet, and 6k appearance bonus fee, which won't happen at all. We want a lot more than that, obviously. So like 34, 8.5, 6.5. Go on, lad. Agreed. just agree to these sort of deals, lad. Just be nice to yourself, because it makes it easier for all of us. There we go. You love to see it. And of course, he won't take up a foreign player spot either. And actually, because he's always been in the UK, will count towards homegrown and nation things for European football. So again, another bonus. Will Barcelona want to send Todibo on loan to us again? Or could we buy him outright for 12 million? I wouldn't mind buying him, to be fair. He's a very, very good player. Loan, they want him for first team football. But if we just offer the same thing again, like we have the last 2 seasons, it might just work again. But they have rejected it. So let's how much do they want for him? They don't want anything. Oh, apparently we only offered 0. Okay, how about 10 mil? Let's put an offer of 10 million for Todibo. As Nick Pope is set to sign for the club for £11 million. You love to see it. I think that's a good first transfer. Obviously, it's a solid one as well. Helps us out in an area there. We don't necessarily need a player, but if we do get an injury to a goalkeeper, he is more than capable of being, you know, a great keeper for us, Nick Pope. So welcome to the squad. Thank you for coming by, Nick Pope, and thank you for making it very easy for us. Interestingly, Titwin Thomas wants to discuss an improved contract. So he wants to stick at the club, do you, Thomas? Interestingly, because transfer status, only Palace interested right now. I think before we have had a lot of teams interested, and he's valued at £54 million, and that is something that we can't really ignore. But he has played solidly the past 2 seasons, has been really, really good. Maybe he does deserve a new contract. The thing that holds me back is that I just don't think he's like actually that good of a player. He gets fantastic ratings in the squad, but I look at him and I just don't think you are world-class Champions League quality. I can't see it. But of course, the ratings, the way he plays in games, says something completely different. He's also a team leader in the squad. Apparently, if we don't give him what he wants, he'll get really cross with everyone else. So let's discuss a new contract with him. I think he's done nothing badly. I'm happy to keep him. So, what do we say? The club can't afford to offer improved terms right now. Can't pretend I'm disappointed, but I do understand. Thank you for your time. Okay, because he's on 70 grand a week already. I'm not overly sold if I want to keep him around or not, so I don't want to give him a new contract right now. That could be a mistake. Could be a mistake. Maybe we should have offered him a new contract. I don't know. But if a bid comes in of £54 million plus, it's going to be hard to say no. Oh, you love to see it. You love to see it. Another injury for Adam Holozek. Literally the injury magnet. 5 to 6 weeks because he's playing in the European Championships right now. Weirdly, which is very weird, despite being in the Premier League team of the season, Bergwijn is not in the Dutch national side for the Euros, which is very strange, but obviously it's not really working, or hindering them, I should say, because they beat Portugal 1-0. Oh, forgot we're going to be in the European Super Cup as well. We get to play Inter Milan in that. Now, that'll be a very good test. Not much going on the Ryan Sessegnon front at the moment. If we go £30 million up front and then put £30 million in the future, will they listen to us then? They're getting there. They're starting to listen to those sorts of bids. It's far too much money right now. We need to bring this down to like 35, and we can pay you 15. That seems too much, doesn't it? For essentially, he's going to be a backup player, but he's English, and that's what we need. Let's put 35 and 35 together to make 75 million or 70 million pounds. Let's try that. In the meantime, Leicester are putting in a 37 million pound bid, rising to 44 million pounds for Bartol Barisic. Now, this is something I want to listen to, because £44 million is a lot of money. But Barisic, despite him maybe not quite getting the recognition he maybe deserves, he is a... Look, you see 9 and 12 there. It doesn't look great, does it? It doesn't look great. But 18 goals in all competitions last season in 34 games. This season in 44 games, 18 goals. Obviously not quite as good as last season, but he's a proven goal scorer. He scores goals wherever he goes. And so, obviously he's not our first choice this season because Baby's our first choice striker. But he's very good backup. Very good backup. If Baby gets injured, we know we've got someone we can rely on to score goals. And not get injured like Holozek does. I think the bids will get bigger for him. Let's reject this right now. He's not interested in going anyway right now, so it won't affect him or anything like that. So we reject it for now. If bigger bids start to come in though, like we saw last season for Gelhardt, like last season, bids were about £40 million until like nearly deadline day, and then they got up to that £75 million that Liverpool bought him for. So we hold off on Barisic, I think, until the end of the transfer window at the very minimum. Tottenham are negotiating for Sessegnon, but it's £104 million, and I mean, we can't pay that. I'm not willing to pay that for him. So we reject this, and hopefully, if we reject this, this is now when Sessegnon will start to get cross. Also, what is mad, Inter Milan are apparently the most reputable club in Europe after overtaking Liverpool after their Champions League win. That is mad. Inter Milan, Liverpool, PSG, Barcelona, Real Madrid. That is mad. So, season expectations. The board wants us to reach the first knockout round of the Champions League minimum, qualify for the Europa League through the league minimum, quarterfinals of both cups as well minimum. That's tough. I won't lie, that is tough actually. If we change this to, we don't get much more money for semi-finals, so we'll leave it at quarterfinals. We haven't really got much of a choice. Accept those. Vanier now also wants to discuss a new contract at the club. How much is he on? He's on 50 grand a week. Again, his contract is like another 3 years or so. So I think we'll say the same thing to him. Let's say we can't afford to offer you improved terms right now. And again, he understands that, he says. He understands. They're going to be really cross with me when I bring someone in for like 200 grand a week now, aren't they? They're going to be so cross. Tomiyasu now wants... what's everyone's deal with wanting new contracts? Although Tomiyasu's does end at the end of the season, as in next season. So actually, yes, Tomiyasu, we will discuss a new contract with you because we want to keep you at the club. So you will get a new one, but hopefully not on much more than the... oh, God, he wants so much more. Double. Tomiyasu, have a word with yourself here. You're not having that. You can have 85 grand a week if you want. And you know what? I'll even leave the unused substitute fee in there for you. Because, I mean, bloody hell, 29k appearance fee. Who does he think he is? Who does he think I am? We can't afford... Jesus Christ, Tomiyasu. Well, let's try and take some of these numbers down, like, significantly. Because we are a long way off these numbers. Oh, my God. He wants a huge loyalty bonus as well. This isn't going to end well, is it? It's... really not. I think the main thing is getting the weekly wage down. That's the biggest thing. That's the biggest thing for me. 85k. Let's get down to 4 million because that's spread over like, what, 5 years. So that's not too bad. Appearance fee is ridiculously high. I don't like that. But I think it's better having those high than that being high. So let's suggest all... Oh my God, he's gone orange already. I mean, I don't think we're going to work anything out here, Tomiyasu. 110k. That's far too much. But genuinely, I don't think... Oh, there have to be better right-backs out there, surely. There have to be better right-backs out there. Player search. Although from what we've got scouted out of players that are interested in signing for us, I don't think there are better right-backs out there. And if there are, they're either going to be ridiculously expensive, like this Eduardo guy. Man City will charge us an arm and a leg for him, and then we'll have to pay tons of wages for him anyway. And if they are affordable, they'll want tons of wages. So maybe we just have to suck it up a little bit. Suck it up a little bit and just suggest 110 grand a week, which he didn't... Okay, that's an issue. Because if we can't get him to sign a new contract, we'll have to sell him in January. Or this transfer window, one of the two. Oh, Josko, not you as well. Why does everyone want a contract? Again, you've got 3 years left on your deal. 3 years left on your deal. We can't afford one right now. And he understands it as well, at least, which is nice. Contract Manager 2020. This is what it is right now for me. Of course, Tomiyasu is now cross that we've not offered him a new contract properly, which isn't great. Can we do a new one? Offer a new contract? He doesn't want to talk. Doesn't want to talk. Honestly, let's reopen talks as soon as possible. I'll be glad to hear it. Otherwise, I'll be just discussing transfers with you. So he wants to leave at some point, maybe. So I should probably start scouting out some right backs. Some players have been released from clubs at the end of their contracts, one of which is Ben Davies, who, well, how much does he want? If we offer him a contract to be an Impact squad player, how much does he want per week? Let's just suggest a random contract. He only wants 27 grand a week and wouldn't count to foreign player things. Would be good backup to 8 Nuri. Better than Zagreb and Oliza. We could sell Zagreb then. And also that sort of then might mean we don't have to get Ryan Sessegnon then either. I think that's a good deal. If we can get him on a free transfer, Ben Davies. Let's bring this down to like 20k and get rid of the new substitute fee. I think that's not a bad deal. I think 22k... 25 he wants. Come on, give me 23. And he's happy. I think this is good. A free transfer, very cheap. Better than what we've already got as our backup players anyway. That's good, that is. And it might save us an awful lot of money on Ryan Sessegnon as well. An awful lot. Thing is, I feel like these transfer specials are getting more boring now because we don't need to make sweeping changes to the squad anymore. So it's more about who's going to be sold than anything else, I feel. Because I think a lot of players here, apparently Valenzuela is in need of a rest. So let's give him one. Have a rest, lad. Have a good week off. Tomiyasu, for example. Clubs now want him. I don't want to sell him, really. Offer new contract. Can we make you a regular starter instead? He doesn't want to agree to that. He wants to be an important player it is. And again, he's wanting a lot of money. Let's go in a bit higher at 90k. Get rid of that new substitute fee and just work on the wage thing. I think that's the main thing we've got to work on, the wage thing, which we can't do 140 grand a week for you, lad. We just can't. 110, which he does agree to. I can't even check now to see if there's any. Yes, I'll send the offer. It's 40 grand a week more. I don't know if I'm happy with it. N'Golo Kante also on a free transfer as well. Like, oh, let's get him in. Why not? He would be class to bring in. He wants he wants a lot of stuff, an awful lot of stuff. Can we make him a regular starter rather than an important player as well? Which he's happy with. How much does he want a week? Okay, we're not getting Kante. But scout reports are starting to come in for some more right backs, and some of them do look very good. Thing is, Eder Militao and Sergiño Dest are going to be ridiculously expensive to buy. We're just not going to get them. They're both on more than what Tomiyasu is going to be on. I do think Tomiyasu is probably the best option we've got actually still. If we had all the money in the world, I would gladly be spending it. But we don't, really. We've got to be sensible with the money that we've got right now. And I think we've been very sensible with bringing in Ben Davies, which is a very good deal, I think. I rate that highly. I don't know if you guys do or not, but I think that's good. Annoyingly, 6 players called up for the Olympics. Will this affect the start of the season for us? When does our season start? It might just cut a little bit, actually, because that's the very end of July, and our season starts at the start of August. We might be missing all of these key players. I mean, well, I say that Vanier, Thomas, well, 4 key players for the start of this. That's not great. But what I was trying to do was compare Ben Davies to Zagreb, if we can find him down at the bottom. Arthur Zagreb, Ben Davies. Obviously, speed is not going to be as fast because he's 31 compared to 22, but he's better in all other areas. So Zagreb, I think we can make some money off you. We bought him for £15 million from Monaco. He's done nothing for us. Let's go and transfer offer to clubs for an unspecified amount right now. Let's see what clubs start to bid for on him. Not much. Actually, not much. Burnley offering 12.7. It's not much money. I thought we'd get a bit more for him, if I'm honest. If we can make that £15 million back, that's good. So let's offer to clubs. I want to try at 20. Try at 20 and see if clubs bite on that. And PSV have bitten on it. PSV have said, yes, we'll give you £20 million for him. And I don't think we'll get much more. And I don't really want to sit through this whole process of offering out and then rejecting, offering out. So I think we'll accept that 20 mil. Because they don't want any strings attached. Like Lille want 22k per week for his wages. Sporting want 8.5. We reject those. I know they're offering stuff in the future, but I think that 20 mil from PSV is good money. Marco Vanier currently facing an uncertain future at Leeds. The thing is, here right now, he's the only backup centre-back we've got. Because obviously Josko and Joe Gomez sort of play. He's the backup to them. So I kind of want to keep him because right now no one else is here. But he doesn't want to be here. And he's worth a fair bit of money. And I think clubs are interested in him. Transfer status. No one's interested. If we tentatively offer to clubs and just do the same we did last time, just unspecified, just see if anyone bites on it. Clubs do want him for 27 million plus. Obviously, we're going to reject all of these and we're going to try and start pushing this up. In the meantime, centre-backs. Who is available? Ben Godfrey is available. He's requested to leave Tottenham and they'll want £48 million for him. I tell you what, I would be happy to swap Vanier for Ben Godfrey if we can get money for Vanier. To be fair, he looks very good actually, really good. And it would be very difficult to then, because Gomez has got a reasonable left. Okay, Chris Mepham at Bournemouth though also looks pretty decent. I didn't realise I'd be saying that about Chris Mepham, but he didn't look bad either. Sporting are offering 27 million for Vanier, rising to 33.5. With 20% on profit, we have to pay a bit of wages, but only 7k is that's not too bad. I don't think we'll get much more for him, to be fair. I just offered him out again. I want to see if anyone. I don't think anyone will though. I think that might be the only offer that came in. Like I don't think we'll get a better offer. So maybe we do accept that. I don't think it gets much better. So we'll accept that. And I guess we put the bid in from Ben Godfrey. Ben Godfrey, they've now want £49.5 million for him, despite. This is the thing. English clubs put English players up for a certain price. You put the asking price in, and they say we want 1.5. It's always 1.5 million more. We have the same with Bergwijn, didn't we? And things. Okay, I'll accept that. £49 million for Ben Godfrey. He wants a lot of money, which is the issue. But he would be making our squad better. He wants 125. Let's get this down to 90. Let's start lower, 80. Let's start lower at 80. Unused fee. Let's get rid of that and suggest that he wants 120. Let's bring it down to 90, 115, 95, 110, 100. Okay, we can deal with that. And then while I think about it, that's a straight swap for Vanier and Ben Godfrey, but I'm pretty sure Ben Godfrey's better. I've not actually done a direct comparison between them yet. Compare with, where is he? Marco Vanier. Yeah, Ben Godfrey is better in literally every area apart from in the air. But you know, that's one little thing by one thing. That's not too bad. Ben is better than everywhere. So that would probably mean that Ben Godfrey would actually line up in our first team, I think, as Tomiyasu has signed a new contract. Tomiyasu can actually play centre-back too. We've got Odriozola at right. So actually, we would have 4 centre-backs technically if we include Tomiyasu. So actually, I think Ben Godfrey's the only centre-back we need to bring in. And he improves that back line. So it's all good, I think, actually, that. We don't need another one. We just need Ben Godfrey. It's got to delay because we've not got enough money right now. So let's just delay the transfer for a little while longer. Zagre is now set to go. So we get £20 million for that, which now means we can go and accept that Ben Godfrey deal because we've got the money for that now. Although that's Zagre leaving, isn't it? Not Vanier. So that's an extra bit of money. I completely forgot that we're even getting because Zagre's gone. But now we can go into Ben Godfrey, ask for confirmation. Yes, please. We'd love confirmation on that. He is set to sign. Accept that. And he will technically, I guess, replace Josko. Because I think he's better than Vanier, who is about the same as Josko. But obviously, Ben Godfrey was better than Vanier, which means he's better than Tomiyasu as Josko. I'm getting all my players mixed up. But essentially, I think he's a starter this season for us. I think he's a starter. Now, he's not got a left foot. That's the downside. Joe Gomez has got a reasonable left foot. But obviously, Josko has got a perfect left foot. So that's where Josko's strength is. But I think just because he's overall a better player, we move Joe Gomez to the left, Ben Godfrey comes in on the right, and then Josko is that then backup player. I think we've done something good there. I think that was a solid bit of business. What this does mean, though, is it pretty much completely closes the door on Ryan Sessegnon. Obviously, Ben Davies sort of did, but this deal definitely does now because we don't have the funds to do that. So we've now got to keep Nassi in the squad as well to be a backup left winger. Unless we promote Sam Greenwood, but he's just not good enough. He's not good enough. So we don't promote him. And Vanier now set to leave the club. So that's £27 million coming into us right now. Rise to 33 million, which is great. So that's more money back in. How much are we getting now? How much have we got to spend? Let me know. I'm saying that as if you guys magically know exactly what I've got to spend. I meant the board. How much have I got to spend on things? That I've clicked on the wrong thing. 33 mil. I'm overspending on wages significantly. Do we need anyone though? That's the question. I mean, this is what I mean. These transfer specials are maybe getting a little boring because We don't need to make wholesale changes to the squad anymore. We're happy with Baby and Bartol. We're happy with Bergwijn. We could do with a better backup, but we can't. I don't want to spend the money, really. So Nassi will do for now. We could, maybe wingers maybe we are lacking a little bit on wingers, I don't know. Obviously, we've got Valenzuela, Kenneth Taylor, Calvin Phillips, Carlos Alenia. Centre midfield is fine. Centre mid is fine, as is CDM right now. Centre back is really solid. Right back is solid. Left back is solid with Aït-Nouri. I don't see where we need to buy players, although Milan have just bid £43 million to Bartol again. I think we try and keep that going until the end of a transfer window, because big bids will come in then. Is there anyone on the transfer list? Let's have a look at that. But I don't want to be buying players for the sake of buying players. But Yuri Tielemans is there on the transfer list, requested to leave the club. 55 million though. But he is class. He's a really good player. Look how good he looks. We don't need another centre midfielder though. So don't buy players for the sake of buying players, Tom. Brewster's listed though. How much is he listed for? Not 8 million. Right, Ryan Brewster. Let's get him in. £8 million is an absolute steal for him. He didn't play that much last season, but I mean, look at bloody hell. How much money do you want per week? I mean, I guess we are saving tons of money on the transfer deal, but that is far too much. 50k a week. Let's try and get him down to that, which I don't think he'll agree to. Of course he won't. 60k. Can we try 60,000? No. Can we try 65,000? I think we can try 65,000 again, Ryan Brewster. Can we try 70,000? We can. Okay. I think that's a very cheap deal for a striker who, well, does he know where the back of the net is? I think he's English. He's English, and we need him for the squad registration thing. It's stupid. That maybe is a bit of a case of spending money for the sake of spending money, but he is a capable striker. And if we end up selling Bartol Barisic, he can just slip in and be fine. In the meantime, Prince Kwame is wanted by QPR. He's not quite ready to step up to the first team yet, Prince Kwame. He will be there very short. I think maybe next season we can get him in there. The only 5-star player to come through our youth academy so far. So we need him to do something good. QPR want him as a squad player, though. I don't want to sell him as a squad player or let him go on loan as a squad player. Offer to clubs on loan as at least a regular starter. And tons of clubs have come back in, mostly regular starter in League 1. What level is he playing at right now? I didn't even check that. League 2 level. Okay, so Championship's out of order, really. Don't go there. But regular starter in League 1 would be good. Notts County's training facilities are 1-star. That seems very low for them. So Doncaster with 3.5, it's got to be them. Anyone else looking good on the transfer list that we might be able to get for pretty cheap? To be fair, not really, actually. Not really. If we sort it by value, there might be players that we haven't got scouted out. And there's quite loads of players requesting to leave Man City. And I think that's because they've got no European football this season. They came 7th in the table, but someone below them won the League Cup. So they don't get European football, which is, I guess, why all these players want to leave. How much do they want to sell them for, though? 90 million for Florentino Luis, 94 million pounds for Bernardo. Out of our price range, basically. I'm just not really seeing players that we need, though. I don't think we do need anyone. If we look at the Premier League, if we look at season preview, we are predicted to come 7th, which I think it's where they predicted us last season as well. But as you can see, from us to Man United or us to Man City, it is ridiculously tight. So we could come anywhere in that top 7. It's sort of saying, I think. We haven't got the budgets to quite be competing for players like Mbappe, João Pedro, Harry Kane, things that we haven't got the budget for that at all. And for us to get better in this pre-season preview, we need that sort of budget, which we don't have. So I think what we've got probably is as good as it's going to get. So again, I apologise again for the lack of transfers in this transfer special, but we're at that point now where we just don't, it's not that necessary. As Brewster is set to sign for us, that is fantastic, but I think that will probably end up being the last transfer we bring into the club unless something drastic happens between now and the start of the season. And because of that, I think we finish off the transfer window right now, at least this episode, at least right now. We will come back next time because I want to do the Inter Milan Super Cup game because that would be really good fun to do, I think. And that, of course, is still within the constraints of the transfer window. So there could be some deals being done there, but I wouldn't have thought so at that point. I don't think we've not had many bids coming for players at all, actually, considering that half our team was wanted at one point. And actually, quite a few players still are wanted, although mostly youngsters who are wanted on loan as opposed to like Calvin Phillips wanted on transfer by Wolves, but he's never going to leave the club. The only interesting one might be Bartol Barisic, but again, like I said, we're going to try and leave that right to the very end of the transfer window, so he'll still be here next time round. So I think we finish up things there, because I don't think anything else is really going to happen, if I'm honest with you. And I do apologise for that. It's quite boring, but it's where we are right now. We don't need to make wholesale change to the team. It's just those 1 or 2 additions, and I think the additions that we have made have strengthened the squad. So I will see you next time for the game against Inter Milan in the European Super Cup. That will be very fun. But until then, have a wonderful evening, and I will see you tomorrow. Have a good one. Goodbye.